everyone, I'm Bree. I'm a local black business owner here right in Houston, Texas. Sometimes we don't even realize the black businesses that we have right in our back doors. So come along on our journey as we go explore black businesses with Bree. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. So we might as well just go ahead and get straight into this.
Okay.
Tell the people about you, who you are, all of that great stuff.
Well, my name is Nicole. I am the owner and founder of Lucy Pearl Sweets. I named the company after my mom, mainly for the collection of recipes that my mother collected through the years, and giving homage to my mom in the collection. I named it after my mom, and it's Lucy Pearls.
Exactly, and you know what? That was actually, I'm happy you answered that because that was one of my questions. I was going to say it's giving grandma's recipe vibe with the name.
Yes.
So I already knew that. So are those like just recipes passed down through the family?
Yes.
Okay.
So like the Betty Lou, so I tried to give names to different things.
Okay.
So it brings back the nostalgia. So the Betty Lou is my grandmother's sister, which is my great aunt's recipe, and she only made it once a year, which is a sour cream coconut with a pineapple filling.
Let's go see it.
So come on around. Coconut on the outside, and we used to fight over this cake. If you were late to dinner, you didn't get the cake.
You didn't get none. Okay.
And then the next nostalgic is the Sherry Strawberry, which I named after my mom. My mom was Sherry Lucille.
Okay.
And so we use fresh strawberries in the batter and fresh strawberries in the frosting. So you smell and literally taste strawberries before you even eat it.
So can I say that I did get a chance to have the strawberry?
Okay.
And listen, I will have me a piece before I leave here today. Okay, that's all we need to say. Okay,
That's it.
That's all we need to say. The strawberry is popping, y'all.
And then a nostalgic one is the granny. So our granny is the yellow cake and the chocolate frosting. Every kid, if you've had a decent childhood, your grandmother or your great aunt or your aunt made this cake, and it was usually in a bundt pan.
Yep.
And they put all the frosting on there.
Exactly.
And if they got fancy, they would do a caramel cake. So we're going to introduce caramel in July.
Okay.
So it's going to be called the auntie, because my aunt always made the caramel cake.
Okay.
But my grandmother always made the yellow cake and the chocolate frosting.
Yep.
So, and then for the month of June, because it's Pride Month, we have the rainbow cake that's available.
Okay.
And it's Father's Day, so you can't leave out the father. So we got Big Papa.
I love it.
So Big Papa is the chocolate with a peanut butter filling.
Okay.
So it is very moist, very rich, just like Big Papa's. And then we have the multiple colors, and I love color. So anytime we can add color and add a little drizzle of chocolate, that's what we're gonna do.
So how long has Miss Lucy Pearls been around? How long?
So we've been in business for 3 years.
3 years.
We started at farmers markets.
Okay.
And we used to sell little buns for $5. And we would dish them out and sell out and go home and rebake and go back again. And so we had an opportunity to have a brick and mortar, which is where we are now in Post, and it's a hybrid.
Yes.
So we're in the food hall, so I actually get to share some of the expense with all of the other vendors here. So it's not completely on me, like you would have in a brick and mortar. Most brick and mortars that start off, and everyone hears the numbers, a restaurant usually fails in the first 5 years, and it's because they have to purchase so much equipment.
Yes.
Where we were able to come into the Post and not have to have that heavy burden of the equipment. So we didn't have to take out that initial loan like most restaurants have to get everything up and running. So it gave us a chance to kind of test drive, see what
a
works,
brick and mortar,
a brick and mortar, and if this is really what we really want to do, build the brand, build our following, and then start looking out to what works and what doesn't work for our brick and mortar.
Exactly.
So we're looking for a second location, and we've looked at about 15 properties so far.
Okay.
Nothing really just
giving it
this is where we need to be.
Exactly.
So we're on the hunt.
So tell me, how has it been being a black business in the Post? How are the community gravitating towards it?
It is great. We have a strong across the board following.
Yes.
I love the fact that as the African American community now, we seek out other African American businesses.
That's why we're here.
We didn't do that 5, 10 years ago.
No, we didn't.
And sometimes we often shun because maybe we didn't think they were professional enough or whatever the case
may be.
We just didn't give them that full support that we should give them that we get now.
Right.
We have people that have seen us on TikTok and seen us on Instagram, and they come because of who we are.
The last time I was in here, I was actually walking past after I got my strawberry cake, and I heard a girl say, "That's that place that was on TikTok. Oh, we gotta go there." So yes, the people know you, and they see you on the TikTok. So that's a good thing, especially with this day and age. We gotta keep up with this social media.
And that has been so hard for me because I didn't have that marketing side of it.
Right.
And so I had to solicit someone to come in and say,
That's okay.
One, I don't want you to target to one sect. I want you to target to everybody.
That's right.
If you're having a bad day, a piece of cake will solve it. If you're having a good day, a cake will celebrate it. So I want to make sure that people understand babies, birthdays, and weddings. That's our thing. We want to be part of that picture. When think about all the photos that you take and it's a cake. We want to be part of that history with that family.
I love it.
So
you said you do birthdays and all celebrations, so you do catering events, and people can call you and say, "Hey, I want a special birthday cake," or
Absolutely.
wedding cakes and all of those lovely things.
Yes, and we also do special cookies. We did Lizzo's birthday cookies for her.
I remember you telling me that the last
And
time I was in here.
we're doing the cookies for the Rockets draft party on the 24th.
You better go ahead.
So we're starting to get a little bit of traction on. And I heard through the grapevine today that Chris Brown is a cheesecake guy, and he heard and he heard Lucy Pearl do cheesecake.
So he might stop by
and
holler at Lucy Pearl.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I was a little birdie.
I think it's August the 17th.
That's correct.
Concert.
They've already they said August the 17th, and he's a cheesecake guy.
Wow, and he's already heard. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's real good. So what is your number one when somebody walks up and they say it's so much?
Yes.
I don't know what I'm on. What do you recommend, or do you ask questions first to see what they kind of like and then recommend them something, or do you just go like, "Hey, this one right here, this is the one you need to try out"?
I ask them if they're a chocolate or non-chocolate.
Okay, good question, because I'm not a chocolate.
And that helps kind of decide. And if you notice, we have our displays set up to where there's non-chocolate and there's chocolate. So then we can kind of guide them to where we want to show them the actual slice. If they say, "Well, I can eat it either way," what's your number one seller? Our number one seller is one of my own creations. It's a signature. It's called the banana pudding cake. I love bananas. I cannot get past the texture of pudding. I can't do it. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this a cake.
Let's put this together.
And so, we put it into rotation and just did a bunch of reiterations to make sure that it tastes like banana pudding, because banana pudding has a very distinct taste.
Very much so.
And if you miss it, then you miss all of it.
So what keeps you motivated? What keeps you going?
So 2 things. One, I've got a young staff.
Okay.
All of my staff are African American. And I love the ability to pour into them and to tap into their gifts. Like one of the girls here does candles. And so I told her, I says, "I've got space, make some candles and bring them. Whatever we sell, keep the money. I gotta pay my rent, you gotta do that part. But let's tap into what your gift is. Because if you have a safe space, then you can create. And part of that will spill into my cup.
Right.
So let me cultivate you and get you going and give you some guidance, and then you help me in return, because I don't know everything.
That's right.
And they know what the new age era group is doing. I'll be 61 on Monday.
Well, happy early birthday.
Thank you. So to have young men and young women that are open enough and trust me enough to tell me, "Mr. Cole, that's not right.
That ain't it.
That ain't it. Don't do that." And they know that I'm going to listen to them. I love that. I love that relationship that I have with all of them.
I love that.
And the other piece of it is customers. To me, this is a big farmer's market. It's just AC.
Right.
We're not sitting in the hot sun.
Right.
People come from around the world here. And I get to talk to everybody.
All types of people.
Every type. It doesn't matter. And as long as you want to try a sample, we can create a conversation over some cake. Because it's always about the cake.
Right.
It's always about the cake.
Right. Exactly.
So it makes it really easy.
So do you hire outside of family, or do you try to keep it inside of your family?
No, it is all outside. I actually started with a staffing agency. Quick staffing agency, and as people have come through, I've asked them if they were, wanting to stay on temporary or if they wanted a permanent job. And the ones that wanted a permanent job, I found a space for them. And they treat the business like it's theirs. They give me feedback on what works and what doesn't work. Miss Nicole tried this way. So they have a vested interest. And I am very transparent with them. We sit down and we go through the financials of the business. We go through the operations of the business. I do a presentation, a PowerPoint for them. And I said, so you guys need to understand, anybody can bake. It's science. You take a cup of this, a pound of this, mix it up, put it in the oven for a certain amount of time, you're gonna get something.
Right.
And if you do it enough times, you'll get something right.
Right.
But the hard part is learning how to run a business and knowing what your gross margin should be, what your profit should be, what your cost of goods percentage should be, what your labor should be. You need to know these things so that you're successful.
Right.
And so I sit down and I show them, this is where we are, and I explain to them, okay, we didn't make this much sales for this quarter, so that means next quarter we got to cut 10% of the hours. So they
can understand.
So you can understand. So no overtime. So right now we're in a no overtime. Everybody got to take a lunch. You got to punch in when you're supposed to.
Right.
And they understand because we have so many hours that we have to work. And I says, if you guys work all the hours, then that means at some point I got to shut the door because I got no more hours.
Right.
So let's have a great summer, but maybe we work only 32 hours instead of 34 hours.
Right. And then it could also teach them that to maybe upsell,
Correct.
or sell a little bit more because he's like, man, I need my hours.
Right.
What do we need to do?
That's right.
So that could teach them the other side of the business.
Exactly.
I love that. I
Exactly.
really love that. So right now, are you running any specials, doing any hiring?
We are not hiring right now.
Okay.
It's the slow season for baking. Everybody's worried about beach bodies.
Okay.
So normally,
Ice cream,
typically
too.
June, July, August are our slow months, and we gear back up September. And then our busy season starts the end of September all the way through Mother's Day. Because you got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, Easter, Passover.
You don't even think about that.
You have all of the major holidays within that 6 months.
Right.
And then it gets quiet.
Okay.
So Mother's Day is really our last official holiday. We get a little break for the dads. Mm-hmm. We get the graduation season.
Sorry, dads.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's why we have the Big Papa.
I know, right?
But after Father's Day, people really don't buy pastries for 4th of July. We'll get a couple of cupcakes, but nothing major.
Okay.
It's quiet. So this is the time we retool. So we're working through packaging. We're working through bringing on a couple of systems. We're doing an inventory system so the kids are playing around with it. Because I told them I want their feedback. If you don't like it, that means you won't use it.
There you go.
And I'm not going to spend money on something you're not going to use. So let's have the feedback. So they've participated in the conference calls and asked their questions on what works and what doesn't work. I told them it's a group effort. If one of us drills a hole in this boat, we're all going to drown.
One band, one sound.
One sound.
I love that.
And so they've done very well, and they give, like I said, I can't say it enough how much feedback they give, and I like the fact that they have that arena to do that.
But it also says a lot about you because you're hiring them, correct?
Yes.
So you're able to see something in them and say, I need you on my team. So, when you have those employees, it shows like how the boss is. When you see the employees, that shows how the boss is. So that says a lot about you when you have good employees.
Yes.
So yes, every time I come, I've had great service.
Wonderful.
That's always a great thing.
Yes,
ma'am. We always trying to extra critique our black businesses. So
that's right. We have to pay a double tax.
Well, Ms. Nicole, thank you for your time.
Yes, ma'am.
Please tell the people where they can reach you, social media, the address. Take it away.
Okay. So Lucy Pearl Sweets, Lucy Pearls. We're located at Post Cultural Center, 401 Franklin Street. Downtown Houston in the old Barbara Jordan post office. It's been renovated, so it's a big building. It's going to look like it's nothing but parking there. Parking is free for the first 75 minutes. I always tell people that because they get a little disgruntled. You can find us on the web at www.lucypearls.com, and then on social media, Lucy Pearl Sweets. And let me see what else. I think that's it. Oh, phone number 832-532-6244. Call us anytime. We're here.
And what's your slogan?
We bake for the love of sweets.
There we go. All right. Well, guys, if you want an experience, you can get Red Velvet, like Miss Nicole said, anywhere. But if you're looking for an experience, make sure you guys come by the post and holler at Miss Nicole and her staff at Lucy Pearls, and they will take care of you. As always, it's been a pleasure. You are with Black Business with Bree. Until next time.